It was actually the first jurisdiction in North America to have same-sex marriage.
I did not know that.
So at this point in our trip to Toronto, we stayed at Hotel X, which is downtown's newest waterfront destination. The main tower has over 400 rooms, and they have some pretty spectacular, one-of-a-kind views of the Toronto city skyline and Lake Ontario. And I mean, check out how beautiful this suite is. Oh, and the views out the window are crazy. And the hotel is super new, so they have a sports club and pool on the way. They're just not there yet. But they've got meeting rooms and restaurants and bars and car service. So here we are in the lobby at Hotel X, getting ready to start our last day in Toronto. And cool fact about Toronto is it was actually the first jurisdiction in North America to have same-sex marriage.
I did not know that. That's cool.
15 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's obviously a very LGBT-friendly place.
Very progressive.
Yeah. And now we're gonna head out and explore it and bring you along. So the first area we went to was the Distillery District, which is basically Toronto's center for arts, culture, food, and entertainment. It's a National Historic Site with about 44 heritage buildings in brick-lined courtyards. It was opened in 2003, and it's a mix of old and new. So a blend of Victorian industrial architecture and 21st century design. It's got one-of-a-kind shops, stores, galleries, cafes, restaurants, studios, theaters, and sculptures. Well, isn't this a lovely area?
It's really cool. Yeah.
But it's kind of a pun because of the heart behind us.
Yeah.
Okay. Delayed reaction.
Oh.
You have to forgive him. He had an overnight flight to Toronto.
Yeah.
From
Little
Vancouver,
tired.
Yeah, and so didn't really sleep, and
No.
that kind of threw up.
The flight's only like 4 hours, but I didn't leave till like 10:30 at night. Once with the time change, you arrive at 6 in the morning. So.
Right. Yeah, and then there was a 3-hour time difference. So you
Yeah.
put it all together.
I was a tired puppy.
Yeah. But now you're doing okay, and probably some food will help.
And some caffeine.
Yeah. So let's go have lunch. Which we did at El Catrin, which is a Mexican restaurant in the Distillery District. It's trendy and stylish, as you can see. They've got a unique atmosphere, and they hired one of Mexico City's top chefs to create and execute their tapas-style menu, which has both traditional and modern Mexican cuisine on it. Plus, they have an impressive list of tequila and mezcal, so if you're into that, they apparently have one of the country's biggest collections. Well, that was some tasty Mexican food.
It was.
You can get all kinds of different food in Toronto. There are so many different kinds of people here. Apparently, you can hear about 130 different languages and dialects.
That's impressive.
Yeah. But right now, we are going to continue our way through here and then go to a boat for a scenic Toronto harbor tour with Mariposa Cruises. And they actually have Toronto's only GPS-triggered audio tour. So you put on these headphones, and there's 6 different languages to choose from, which explain to you what you're looking at, which includes some of the best views of Toronto's skyline. But it's a 45-minute sightseeing cruise, so you also learn about everything else that you're looking at, the whole area in general. It was very educational and so pretty. Well, that was a beautiful and interesting boat tour.
Ooh.
We learned about how there used to be over, I think, 650 houses on the islands in the early 50s. And then in 1953, the city of Toronto decided they were going to get rid of those houses and just replace them with parkland. And they eventually bulldozed all but about 250. And then they kept fighting off and on for almost 40 years before those remaining houses got 99-year leases. So that is quite the fight.
Yeah, that's quite the legal battle.
Keep your house. Yeah, and so that was a great way to explore Toronto from the outside, and a great way to explore it from the inside is to walk around, or to hop in a taxi and go for dinner. So that's what we'll do.
I think so.
So we took that taxi to The Drake, which is a bit of a landmark in Toronto. It's a boutique hotel with this cute restaurant diner inside of it. And they serve dinner from 6 to 11 p.m. every day, but we were there earlier than that because we had a flight to catch in the evening. So we ordered from their snack menu, but as you can see, they still had a variety of options which work fine for having a bit of an earlier dinner. And most importantly, they had dessert. And our time in Toronto has come to an end. We're at the airport off to our next adventure. And speaking of adventure, you should join me for one in August at Camp Camp. It is America's premier summer camp for LGBT adults. No boyfriends allowed. Well, the boyfriends are actually allowed, just mine's not coming. He's got a real job he has to work at, but I don't. So you should join me. Go to campcamp.com, and they made a discount code, which is my name, Josh Reimer, and then you get $100 off. It's going to be super fun. So if you can come for that, and if not, we'll bring you along with us on our next adventure very soon, so make sure you subscribe if you're new. Bye.
Bye.